And welcome back, everybody. I'm Ahab. Thanks for joining me. This is going to be another episode, Football Manager 20, with my Deportivo La Coruna save. And I had recorded a previous session where went through the Real Santander and Extremadura games, and I had left my mic muted. So that was a great session where you all would hear. Testing. Test. Is this thing on? Yep. Oh, okay. All right. So it's Ahab, and I'm back, and I was able to get things running, and I've had quite a few recordings. And as I said previously, my mic was not working for the Santander and Extremadura game. But I wanted to review those for this episode instead of going on and just pretending like things didn't happen. And on top of that, I tried editing the footage I had, and I couldn't do it. I'm not that talented, so I'm just not even going to try. So while I can see everything in this game and where I'm at with Coruna at this point, I'm going to blank out a couple of things, like what's going on here, what the date is here, and a whole bunch of other information here, because I am going back to the future. No, that didn't really make sense. I'm going back in time in Football Manager just to review and keep those of you who are actually watching the series updated. So Santander ended up being quite a good match for us, and just get it loaded here. I mean, look at some of these ratings here. Simone 7.6, not bad. Ladropoulos and Montero 8s. Ruiz had a 7.6. Traver at a 7.6. Shibasaki at an 8.7. Akeche 8.3. Longo 8.1. Santos coming up big with 2 goals and a 9.1. I mean, it was quite the game. And so let's just see. Well, I'll tell you what. Oops. Let's go to the review here, and we'll watch some of the key highlights. So for this match, we were all over the place, and that was just a fantastic shot by Shibasaki. You'll see here in just a second how he... Oh, we don't get the replay. Well, that took me aback. We'll go back and look at the goals. We were just all over the place. Dominated Santander all over the pitch. We had 3 goals. I mean, 3-0 was the scoreline. 3 goals. 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half, and I don't recall if the third was right before or right after halftime. But there was great passing, some great chances created, and a lot of offsides by Longo. So it's not that we dominated Santander to the point where they didn't have the ball. I mean, as you see, they're having a good spell right here, and they actually had a pretty good chance there. I feel like Jimenez would have not made that in well, but so we had a good free kick that really should have been an in for us. Great passing from Longo to Santos, and got our second goal there. But you can see we were just really exploiting the space with Santander, and they were leaving their wings open, which for the team that was fielded for this particular match, they really took advantage of it. See, and we should have been on that. It really should have been 4-0. They had a couple of unforced errors and misplaced passes, which really allowed us to maintain control in the second half. And there was just overall good passing. Simon was making good runs. Luis was making good runs on the outside. Traver and Shibasaki were all over the place on the right. Shibasaki in the middle, Traver on the right, and kind of causing the Santander defense, a headache. And there we go. There's the third goal right there off a corner. We'll go and sorry about that. Just hitting buttons. All right. So, I mean, that says it all right there. 7 total shots for them. Countless for Coruna. 3, 2 for them, 1 for me, or 1 for us. Hit the crossbar, 12 saves, 7 blocked, 12 off target, which was mostly us. So let's see here. That's the 70th minute, or here's the first. So let's watch Shibasaki's goal here. Oh, come on. We'll do director just for... You can see Shibasaki just one-hit that. And did he dab? He dabbed. Oh, I gotta watch that again. I didn't notice that the last time. I think he dabbed. So we had a huge right back to left back cross. Shibasaki one hit it, and he dabbed or something or bowed. All right, and Santos's first goal, which I think was a header. Traver, Shibasaki back to Longo. Yep, crossed it into Santos, who had just a wide open header. And then Santos' 70th minute, which I think was also a header, off the corner. Comes back out from the near post and just heads it right in. Just an overall great game. The key passes is limited to Coruna here. You can tell we're hitting that right side because that's where our dominant players are that like to work the ball. And what's funny is we really only had 3 chances created, and that led to a goal, and that led to a goal. This one didn't lead to anything. I don't recall that moment, but 3 real chances created, which is kind of sad when you think about everything. And let me clear that out there. And clear that out there. 1 clear-cut chance for us, and 4 half chances. That was that pass. It's unrelated. That was a goal. That might have been a goal. That I don't think was anything. Let's check out movement for this game. Not that much movement, all things considered. 6 dribbles, 5 offsides, most of them Longo, which is not surprising. Here's a movement map for Coruna for looks like somebody had to do a throw in on opposite sides of the field. Really just all over the place. Just clear everything here. There we go. Movement map has trouble sometimes. I don't like to run it too often. Whoops. What I get for hitting a button. So that's possession. And really what I wanted to look at was the heat map. And you know, this is the way we're operating here on the wings, 4-4-2, with the wide midfielders running up and down the forward space. And in this game particularly, the right and left backs were overlapping like crazy. So one thing that bothers me is, you know, a lot of the play comes from some sort of crossing action, and not that that is a bad thing, but we don't really create in any other way. There's no through balls going on, even though we do have Shibasaki, or we have two midfielders that should be, you know, there to hit one shots or volleys. There's just not a lot of movement that happens when those two midfielders get in here. It's like the two strikers and the two central midfielders kind of get locked in. So that's something I might have to investigate. But let's move on to the next match, which was Extremadura. Now, this game was a bit frustrating. We were lucky to come out of this match with a win, I think, with the 3 points. Honestly, we would have been lucky, I think, to come out with the 1 point with a draw. But I'm not sure really what to make of it because, well, let's just watch some of the highlights here. I'm going to pause it and change the camera back. I like to play 2D. So while we did play a lot of the same players in this match, I think really what threw them off was I tried a little bit of a different tactic, just to kind of keep the AI guessing, and it didn't really work out. Extremadura was living up to their name, which I presume is meant to be extra tough. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's a literal translation. I could be wrong. There might be some slang or some colloquialism in there that I don't know, but it was they weren't really playing tough defense until you got further into the third. So they were playing deep, but we weren't on in terms of hitting the mark. And you know, we were lucky to get the 1 goal in the second half. Passing wasn't a problem. Exploring space wasn't a problem. Really, it was just getting shots on target and in the goal. And it's not like I mean, you can see in the top right there, their goalie had a player of the match 7.8 rating. You know, he was just on for that match. You know, it's weird. You know, we were playing at home, so it added that extra little something. You know, and thankfully Jimenez came up with some good saves for the match. I think, yeah, it was Longo who scored our goal. I don't recall how, but we'll see that here in a minute. Yep, there it is. Just a quick 1-2 there. A little back and forth, and then a pop up to Longo's head. Let's take a look at that. So Simon and Trevor play some back and forth, and Trevor picks up the longo, gets a nice header in right into the top corner. So that was really the match. I mean, if you look at the player ratings on both sides, yes, we had some green ovals here with some 7 ratings, but I just don't really feel. I mean, it looks like they got those ratings just because look how many key passes there were on our side. And Extremadura really didn't do anything. They had 9 shots, 4 on target, compared to 17 and 10. And they didn't, we had more of the ball, but I don't know. It was just a blah game. We just couldn't get things on target. At least that was my impression of it. So let's clear events here and see. Somebody missed big time. Who was that? Longo missed big time. So, I mean, it looks to me that their goalie just had an excellent game. Good majority of the shots right in here, right in front of goal, and 9 shots saved. 9 of them saved. 1 made the goal, 1 blocked. Yeah, I mean, he had a spectacular game. And let's just see. Yeah, see, actually, there was no. That's the other thing that bothered me here is we really didn't have any scoring chances. We had 1 clear-cut scoring chance, and it was there. And I know that moment, and he sent it wide, just to the right of the goal. It should have been 2-0, which I would have been much more satisfied with. Not to say that 3 points isn't 3 points, but it was just not a strong game. And honestly, it was against an opponent that we should have played against in a much better fashion. Check out the heat map. And once again, you can see, we're dominating the sides of the pitch. And, we'll have to see how this goes as we face tougher opponents and whenever, if we get promoted, when we get promoted, however you want to put it, how this works against some of the higher level teams. Because I know in a modern high quality team, you really, the midfield is the key to the game. Having creative midfielders that can dominate the ball, but that isn't everything. There's worse ways to work around that. So, let me. I want to review here. I want to check out what this guy's stats are. Yeah, we're not going to look at that goalie. Just don't want to. Not even going to bother. Anyway, so I think that's enough for this episode. I'm sorry for the shortness of it, but rest assured we have plenty of content for Coruna coming. Plenty of episodes to edit and upload over the next couple of weeks, plus some more Football Manager 2020 series is the word I'm looking for. I've got another series with an Italian team, series with a German team, and then something I haven't done in quite some time with Football Manager. I'm going to start a series as a journeyman. Now, it's not going to be a true journeyman, but I'll leave it to that, the intro for that series to get into it. So thanks everybody for joining me on this episode, episode 2, technical difficulties, and episode 3 will be uploaded about the same time as this, so please enjoy that as well. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one. See you next time.